Well, good morning. We have some breaking news to get to this morning. We've been following this crash on I-35W in the southbound lanes all morning long for you in Fort Worth. And what we have here is an officer that we have confirmed, that is, it is now in the hospital after being struck while responding to this accident. So we have Ashley Moss, our assignment editor. She is live for us at our assignment desk. She has been covering this crash and the details of which from that accident. We also have a reporter, Lacey Beasley, who is covering where we believe that the officer has been taken at JPS Hospital. But first, Ashley, we'll get over to you so you can give us the details of this crash and so far what the interstate is looking like so far this morning.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a picture when you can. We're going to show you video. This is a story that we have been following all morning long. Now, we first heard about this a little after 3 o'clock this morning. We heard that a truck had caught fire in the middle of this interstate. Now, that driver did get out, but we were hearing this was expected to be closed for several hours. That was about 2:36 is when that first hit the call logs. All lanes were closed in this direction. We were suggesting that people divert to an offshoot. And then about 5:30, and you can see it right here, that's actually the charred remains of that vehicle. Now, 5:30, we heard another incident. We started seeing dozens of other police cars responding to this incident. We did reach out. We did not get an immediate update. So we started listening to scanners, started reaching back out. You can see more vehicles had pushed up just past that Sycamore School Road. 5:30 is when we heard that a vehicle broke through the barrier that was set up for this cleanup and investigation and hit an officer, and you are hearing that that officer was transported to the hospital. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Lacey, who's got the latest on that.
Hey, yeah, good morning, Ashley. We arrived on scene probably about right after 7 here at JPS Hospital. We're standing in front of the emergency room right now, and I'm going to step off and show you what it's looking like right now. We have seen a police presence here. 4 police cruisers are in the front of the emergency room, and then a handful of police are in the back by the ambulance entrance. Now, just to recap what Carmen and Ashley have been reporting this morning, this happened around 2:30. A tractor trailer hit a wall exiting South Freeway southbound at Sycamore School Road. Fort Worth police tell us that driver received minor injuries, but the truck caught on fire and spilled fuel, and the entire freeway and service road was shut down. Now, 5:30 is when this incident happened. A vehicle came through the accident scene and struck an officer, and that officer was brought here to JPS by police. The freeway will still be shut down for some time, cleaning up that original accident. We are working to get more details here, especially on the condition of that officer, how that officer is doing now, what are the extent of their injuries. Once again, we arrived just after 7. There is a police presence here, and we are working to get you more information. Ashley?
Lacey, I just want to pinpoint something that you shared earlier. It sounds like the officer wasn't transported to the hospital by emergency vehicles. I think you mentioned by police.
Correct. Yeah, the officer was brought here by police, and we are working to get information earlier, like I said, on the condition of that officer, what are the extent of their injuries, and once we get that information, we'll be sure to update you guys here online and on the web.
Thank you, Lacey. Now, as you heard, the freeway is shut down for some time now. The latest update we got is that, one, it's that cleanup for the original accident and for the resulting investigation. So you're seeing this right now. This was already going to be shut down. We were hearing as early as 4 o'clock this morning that this entire freeway and the service roads were going to be shut down for cleanup because there was a fuel spill and to get rid of that charred remains of that truck, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what happened there. And then we hear that the police car, or rather the officer, is hit, and that's only adding to the investigation. And so earlier this morning, you can see right now traffic over to the left is flowing as normal. We were describing it as steady but heavy this morning, and you can see a very active presence. You see just under the Sycamore School Road sign, you see vehicles. That's where one part of the accident happened, and then ahead ahead of that is where the 18-wheeler truck is stationed and where other emergency vehicles were happening. One thing that we were hearing earlier is that a concrete barrier at some point dislodged and was completely blocking the shoulder, and so TxDOT had to get called out. As far as we know, we're still waiting on a response from there, but still a very active scene. And you can see there's a residential neighborhood that pretty much just runs parallel to that freeway. So Carmen, this is an incident, an accident that we are assuming is going to require a whole lot of cleanup and a lot more investigation. We're continuing to ask questions because one big question we don't know yet is where is that driver and who is it?
Okay, Ashley, yeah, you're right. Thank you so much for following on top of that. We want to go back right now to Lacey Beasley, who's live for us in front of JPS Hospital, where we're told that that officer was taken to by some other officers there. Lacey, do you have any more context on the driver that was inside of that truck? What else are you hearing from outside of the hospital this morning?
Yeah, Carmen, no information yet on the driver of that truck. We are working to get that information, but what we did just see is there are a few police officers who did arrive here at the front of the emergency room. They are walking in right now, so the police presence seems to be growing. As I said earlier, there was definitely a police presence in the back by the ambulance entrance. A lot of them just seem to be manning the entrance, watching of who is walking around that ambulance entrance. We did arrive maybe about, at this point, close to an hour ago. We haven't heard a lot or hardly anything from outside the emergency room. We're just watching as police are entering right now. We are working to hear about the condition of that officer, the extent of their injuries. Like we said earlier, that officer was transported by police vehicle, not by ambulance. This happened around 5:30 this morning due to an accident on the freeway. This officer was struck by a vehicle. And yeah, Carmen, it's a very fluid, active scene, so we're not very sure on a lot of information right now, but what we can guarantee you is we are working hard to get y'all new information, new details on the extent of this officer's injuries. The driver, as you were asking earlier, what about the driver? And as we get that information, we'll be sure to keep you guys updated.
Oh, Lacey, we appreciate you bringing us any new information as soon as you get it. We appreciate that. We're going to take it back over to Ashley Moss at our assignment desk here. Ashley, we know that this route, it really does impact a lot of drivers who have to take it to get to work or to get to school this morning. Just seeing that backup was huge here, and now this accident. Walk us through any new information that you're seeing on your end.
Now so when you guys see me look up, I'm actually looking at the traffic cam. So let's go ahead and take it back again, just so we can describe to you again what happened. So this is right at Sycamore School Road. So 35 West going in the southbound lanes was completely shut down this morning, and the exit roads were also shut down. And so we were recommending that people use Hemp Hill to get where they needed to go or to reroute if necessary. And you can see what we're calling steady but heavy traffic still on the left-hand side. So again, this happened. What we're hearing was a truck catches fire. That was early this morning. The driver gets out. There's a fuel spill. So we're hearing these lanes are going to be shut down for some time. And then about 5:30, we're hearing a vehicle breached the barriers that had been created for the cleanup and the investigation and hit an officer who was responding to the scene. Now, that officer was rushed to the hospital. The picture that you're seeing right now is actually the truck that was involved in the vehicle fire. You're looking at cleanup and investigation, and we are hearing that this is going to be closed down for some time, and even more now because now there is an additional investigation to try to figure out what happened to that officer and where that driver is. So the questions we're still trying to answer right now is exactly what happened, how that vehicle was able to breach the barrier to hit that officer, where is that vehicle and the driver that goes along with it. And of course, we're waiting to hear the condition of the officer. Now, we are kind of checking feeds. We're listening to scanners. We're reaching out to as many people as we can. Commissioner Manny Ramirez posted online just a few minutes ago, and he said, please say a prayer for our brothers and sisters with the Fort Worth Police Department. So well wishes and prayers for that officer who is at the hospital right now are continuing to pour in. So again, we're waiting on additional information. We are hearing that it could be some time before we get another update or we get other confirmed information. So that's why you want to stay with us. You want to make sure you download our app and go to cbstexas.com for any new updates we have. And as we get updates, you'll be able to get breaking news alerts as well. So Carmen, back to you.
Okay, Ashley Moss, live for us at our assignment desk. We appreciate both you and Lacey Beasley for staying on top of this story, and we will keep you, of course, as our viewers on top of this story, too, as we get more information into our newsroom. You can keep up with us online and also on the air here. We'll check back in with you in just a few minutes here with another news update. You're watching CBS News Texas.